Now, you might have seen screen grabs from social media users accusing the Independent Electoral Commission of rigging votes at the ANC National Conference. But the IEC says it's not involved in vote counting at such events. The IEC's Vice-Chairperson, Janet Love, speaks to us now to give us some clarity on what's been a viral picture and images of that particular screen grab. Now, Janet, thank you so much for your time and good morning to you. I think let's start here before we get into, that particular screen grab. Does the IEC in any way get involved in vote counting when it comes to events held at, by political parties?
No, we don't get involved at all in political parties' internal affairs. So certainly, no, not only not in vote counting, but not in any other way at all.
Yeah. What do you think could be the possible motive behind such a screen grab and a fake post?
Look, our concern is that internationally we've seen, but also within South Africa, that there is an increasing tendency to put the electoral management body in the center of disputes. It becomes then, the football that is tossed between different contesting organizations or within an organization. And what the object of that is, I suppose, is to latch on or enable people to latch on to something to create levels of uncertainty, levels of mistrust, and so on. So I think that it's very much part of the reason that as the Commission, we've highlighted the dangers of disinformation and have really tried to work with a whole lot of institutions, including the media, to get people to be a lot more aware about all of that.
And for someone who perhaps wants to be a lot more vigilant, wants to spot a fake, screen grab from a real message, how would you advise they do that so that to keep vigilant of such fake news peddling?
Well, I think that there are three things that need to be done. Is first of all, the source needs to be confirmed and verified. And if the source is doing a screen grab from another source, which is the case, at issue, even the original source needs to be looked at. And if you're using a platform, let's say you're using a platform like Twitter, you would look at what is the origin, the original creator of the screen grab. And if you look up that person in this particular instance, you would be able to see that this person is not a real person. It's a bot-generated creation. So that's the first thing, is the source. The second thing is that if you are seeing something that is a significant problem, it's an accusation effectively of a breach of mandate, of fraud in this case, in these particular tweets, illegal activity. Just as you would have some level of caution, I would hope, before going around randomly accusing people of things, you'd want to get some level of confirmation of verification. So you would look for other sources or indeed maybe contact people. Fortunately, in this instance, some people who didn't circulate the post did contact some of the executive members. But there are people who aren't that cautious, and that is not, that discredits them also, as well as the institution. So that's the second thing. And I think the third thing is also just recognizing that to simply recirculate something without doing your own thinking, what's the backstory, what's the reason, where does this, I think is something that also doesn't show necessarily the kind of capability that we know that many of the users who do simply do reposting, they are capable people. So we're saying to all of all of your viewers, all of our compatriots, please show that capability. by being a little bit more circumspect.
Yeah, I definitely support the point you made about don't share it, seek clarity on it first. Make a call to the IEC's hotline and just ask about it instead of circulating it first. That could be very harmful. But Janet, will you be instituting any legal action against those social medias who either posted or reposted? I mean, what's the consequence then? Because the screen grab is still very much viral on social media.
Look, we have already reported it to the platform, to Twitter in this instance. We are trying to track through the ISP, the originator of the fake account. It's not something that's easy, and I think it's something that is very much for all of us, not just within South Africa, but globally, a work in progress to try and ensure that we have some level of accountability from the platforms as well, because they are the ones who will enable us to do that kind of tracking so that we're able to then pursue the individuals concerned. So we're still in the process. We certainly have no desire or intention of leaving these things, but we really do continue to call on the platforms to play their part. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm asking this question because 2024 general elections are coming. I anticipate more of such incidents will be coming up, further creating that disrepute towards the IEC. And my question to you is, do you, number one, anticipate an increase in incidents? What are you aiming to do about it as a preventative measure, as well as just to address the impact it might have on the credibility of the IEC?
Well, we do anticipate, and I think that we first of all are going to continue to be working as we have been doing with our non-governmental organization partners, in particular Media Monitoring Africa, as well as with the South African National Editors Forum and yourselves in the media, to really raise awareness and to get people more conscious. So that's the one thing. Secondly, we are intending to work a lot more closely with the platforms in order to make sure that our collaboration and cooperation with them in counteracting this is strengthened, and to that extent also within law enforcement authorities, in particular with the National Prosecuting Authority, because we think that there's capacity challenges there. And then thirdly, I think is just to really mount an increased information campaign so that together with the platforms, we can make sure that our public are aware of the sorts of things you can do just to check, to make sure that you're not part of a disinformation process.
Absolutely. And I'm just looking for where South Africans can definitely call or email. And perhaps, Jenna, maybe you can just assist me. I think it's info@elections.org.za. This is where you can email if you want any clarity on any fake information that you've seen on social media. This, of course, besides the SAP, reporting it to the members of the police, correct?
Absolutely. And we also still do have our partnership with Media Monitoring Africa, who can assist.
Okay.
And their platform of the Real 411 process also is also operational.